1, 2, 3, and 4. Count what you have now. Don't count what you don't have.
I don't usually post stuff like this, but I have to get the thoughts off my head. So, without further ado, this is me rating the different types and versions of the Raggedy Andes I was able to find in the internet. Before we get to it though, please just remember that all of the stuff I say here are just me trying to entertain myself, and maybe you in the process, so please don't take it too seriously. Oh also, I don't really know where most of these episodes/shows are from, so I'll be calling them by the year they were made. I will be rating them based on their art style and personality. Now let's get started. Okay, so, let's talk about the most famous and iconic Andy. Andy from the 1977 musical film. The sassy, iconic Andy. The Andy that has the most simps. Yes. Him. First of all, out of all the Andys he has the best relationship with Annie. He would literally do anything for her, just so she could be safe and happy. He is the biggest Annie apologist. He would probably even say that Annie could never do any wrong.
Oh, it's all my fault.
All right, I'm going too. Somebody's got to protect you. Are you scared?
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't be. I'm not.
How come?
Well, I got this paper daisy you gave me. The time I got washed and starched by mistake, remember?
Yeah. And you couldn't move for weeks.
Yeah, well, this flower sure cheered me up, and I've been carrying it with me for good luck ever since. So let the night get gloomy. Any place I go, I got you beside me. That's a fact you should know. Don't you worry, Annie, I'll protect you.
Oh, be careful.
Come on out, whoever you are.
I'm a helpful person who gets a big kick out of helping people who need help. You've got a black eye.
You lay off my sister, Sir Leonard.
Or I'll have to roam. I'm home.
He's such a loving and caring brother, and I love him for that. And yes, I said brother. They are siblings. In Andy's first ever book called Raggedy Andy Stories, in the first few pages, it literally introduced him as, and I quote, the little rag brother of Raggedy Ann. So yeah. Not to be little miscontroversial or anything, but do with that information as you will. As far as I'm concerned, I have no problems with the way they animated him. Like, bro. That little dance number he had in No Girl's Toy was so smooth and perfectly done. It was literal eye candy.
So squeeze me, tease me, say I'm your own, but I'm no girl's toy. Oh, charm me, chase me, follow me home. Forget it, sweetie. You may not like it much, but I'm my own best boy, and not some sugar and spicy, lacy and nicey. Sissy, you're gonna enjoy. No, I'm no girl's toy. Not me.
I also love the little screen time he had in Blue. Like, look at him. Why does he look like that? He looks so dumb, I fucking love it. Also, let's talk about his voice. Oh god. His voice. It's so good.
I'll tell you something. I'm getting pretty sick and tired of all the dumb things that go on around here. Watch it, sister. Annie, you okay? Oh, where's my foot? Oh, there it is.
When he sang with Anne and Rag Dolly and Candy Hearts and Paper Flowers, it always gets me.
He's just a rag dolly, happy and smiling all day, a lovey rag dolly, wishing your worries away. Candy hearts and paper flowers, sunshine days and skies of blue.
Thank you, Mark Baker, for giving him such a great voice. Rest in peace, you'll always be remembered. So, overall, I rate 1977 sassy and iconic Andy a 10 out of 10. Next, the underrated 1979 Dumbass comedy king Andy. Oh boy, where do I start with this guy? He's so incredibly stupid sometimes, endearing, and I really love that about him. It's one of his main charms.
Right. We gotta figure out a way to help Ralph. Now, let's see. Well, we could smuggle a parachute into his room. Or threaten Aunt Agatha with income tax invasion.
Big bad wolf? You mean the big bad wolf?
I thought he was all, washed up after that Red Riding Hood and Three Little Pigs business. Gloopstick? What the heck's Gloopstick? Zowie! What a machine! What is it? Oh, Anne, don't be picky. That's the best doll I've ever seen. And who wants to cuddle a crazy doll anyway? But what good are toys and stuff if you can't touch them or use them? Well, maybe. But wolves don't very often change their spots, do they?
Speaking of charms, unlike 1977 Andy however, this Andy has the balls to bicker with Annie sometimes, and it always somehow entertains me because they're both so dumb. They're so lovable.
I just think she's forgotten what it's like to be a kid.
A kid? Are you kidding? Aunt Agatha wasn't never a kid.
Well, I'll admit it is a little hard to imagine. And anyway, Ralph's our problem right now. Pumpkin!
Pumpkin? What do you mean pumpkin? You're always yelling pumpkin. If a boy needs a pumpkin, then a pumpkin needs a boy. Now, that's about like saying that if a boy needs an ice cream cone, an ice cream cone needs a boy. Oh, come on.
Well, it may sound funny, but we are determined to find a pumpkin.
I guess we could steal somebody else's pumpkin.
Ah, Andy, you can't make somebody happy by making somebody else sad.
Ever try it?
No, I don't think it's fair.
I know. It isn't fair.
Well, your little sister breaks them.
Little brothers break toys, too. Andy, wake up! There's a horrible thing at the window. Oh, I can't look.
Well, I can't look either. Let go.
This boy is also very funny without even trying. He could literally just sit there and do nothing, and I'd be laughing my ass off because of how funny he looks all the time. He's probably the most meme material of all the Andys on this list.
It was such a lovely time when you were 9. Oh, I had a splendid, awful, terrifying, beautiful pumpkin.
Let it go!
Come on, there's not a second to lose.
Gloopsticized Raggedy Andy.
Do you remember what Peter Pan did when Tinkerbell was so sick?
Regarding his appearance, it's a little bit different from the 1977 Andy we're used to, but I still like it. I also really love the art style for this version. They look so small and tiny, and the way they drew their mouths is just. Oh. Also. When he angles down his little hat, we all know shit's about to go down. But honestly, he looks the least threatening. He looks more threatening in this. I also loved his voice here. It reminds me of Kaoru's English voice actor in our in high school host club, Greg Ayres. So. All in all, I rate 1979 Dumba's comedy King Andy a 12 out of 10. Yes. He's higher than 1977 Andy, because this Andy doesn't have a whole ass song about not wanting to be a girl's toy. But honestly, that was probably just him trying to act all tough and annoyed. We all know that he's an actual softie. Next on the list. We have 1998 Green Andy. I call him Green Andy because he's green here for some reason. Probably because it was a Christmas special, I don't know. In this version, he's more childlike compared to the first two. He had the annoying little brother charm with him, where you just can't leave him alone, because one moment you see him playing in the snow, and the next one you see him burning houses down. It's kind of endearing in a way, because we all need that kind fresh energy from someone anyways. We all know Anne's tired of his shit though. Just kidding, I think.
How can
Marcella just leave us here?
She didn't mean to, Andy. She just gets so excited and busy around Christmas.
I'll say, do you remember what happened last year?
Sure. She accidentally forgot us at her cousin's and we got shoved under the bed.
Well, I'm not sitting around waiting for her to remember us.
What do you mean, Andy? What are we gonna do?
We're gonna have some fun. But I don't want to go home.
You don't? But Andy, why not?
Because I want to have an adventure.
But you can't have an adventure. You're a toy. Okay, guys, just follow my instructions and I'll have you down faster than you can say jackrabbit. Pull the springs off your feet! Jackrabbit!
They still really care about each other in this version, and they're still inseparable as ever.
Listen, sis, you can go home if you want. But I want to be an animal and have some fun.
Then I'm staying with you, little brother. Always.
All right. Whoopee! Adventure! We're gonna be animals!
Glove my magic nose makes all things fun and bright. Quite fantastic.
Andy! I don't think I like this adventure.
I'm with you, sis!
This Andy could also be called Closeted Furry Andy, cuz he talks about wanting to be an animal for the whole episode and Ann just follows and plays with him.
Honk, honk. Then I won't be a toy anymore. I'll be an animal. Honk, honk, honk. I bet they have lots of adventures. Honk.
Andy, you can't be an animal.
If I'm not mistaken, and I rarely mistake about anything, you two are toys.
We were toys, but now we're gonna be animals and have an adventure. Hey, Mr. Squirrel! Wanna have an adventure? Guess not. You know, sis, I kinda miss being a toy.
Oh, Andy, you mean it?
For the art style in this version, I really don't mind either. I think they were drawn really cute, and I love the little eyelashes they put on both of them. And Andy's big ass bow is really cute as well. I just kind of don't understand why the color change was necessary, but I guess it fits the theme. 1998 Green Andy gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me. There really is nothing much to say about him considering the fact that this was the only episode I could find. But for a more recent version, however, I think they did him justice. Now that everything's all out of the way, this is the part where everything just goes downhill. Let's talk about 1988 Annoying Andy. Oh boy. I hate this version so much. He is just so annoying. I don't know why, but he really is.
Any of them.
Yeah, well, I could do that easy. Yeah, prove it. Well, I will. You'll see. Camel's been hypnotized by the horn's music. Now he's under Ludlum's power. Okay, Ian, what's the plan? Shh.
I don't know if it's his voice or his personality or anything, but I really do hate this version. I think, personally, 1998 Andy was inspired by this version of him, and I don't have a problem with that honestly, that Andy was way better than this one. Ugh. To top it all off, they didn't even try to redesign him or anything, so basically, we have 1977 Andy with the voice of an annoying child. No offense to the voice actor, of course. Like, the contrast between them is just. The reason why 1998 Andy was better in my opinion was because they actually tried to redesign him, which gives him his own personality and character. But this one didn't even try. Like, come on.
Ugh, I can't stand Marcella's yucky girl stuff. You all smell like a bunch of wimps. Wimps? I am not a wimp. Come on out, Jack. I'm not afraid of anything.
Andy, look!
And that must be their leader. He must be a great warrior, or a dashing prince, or a girl, or a girl. I won't be needing you two anymore. The treasure is mine now.
Down there!
I knew you'd be here. Sooner or later.
Oh, Andy, you're okay.
Come on, Ludlum. Do your worst.
He would probably say boys rule and girls drool unironically. Or even bros before hoes unironically. Andy, what did they do to you? And don't get me started with that stupid ass Grouchy Bear character.
I am not a wimp.
Oh, that's telling him.
Hold on! I'm trying! Oh, swell, I just knew this was going to happen!
Now move it, you landlubbers. I'm not budging.
Grouchy Bear, these are real pirates.
Don't you have anything better than that vine from a tree to tie us up with? Oh, what kind of pirates are you anyway?
Let's not find out.
Yeah, we want to get out of this in one piece.
Oh, I'll make him cry, all right.
No, Grouchy Bear, not that way. What did he say?
He said watch out for... Oh, the monkey. I don't believe this.
I think he's supposed to be the relatable character, but honestly, he's just as annoying. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. My point is that the whole thing was annoying, and I didn't even have the patience to watch all the episodes for this one. I only ever watched the space alien episode thing and a quarter of the pirate episode. If you end up liking him, good for you, I guess. I just don't understand it. 1988 annoying Andy gets a 0 out of 10. I was originally gonna give him a -3 out of 10, but then I remembered that there was another version of Andy I didn't like. Last and definitely the least, we have 1940 incest Andy. Do I even have to explain this? This is probably the earliest, maybe even the first, animated version of Anne and Andy I could find. In this version, Annie and Andy were portrayed as a married couple. I read a comment from the video of this episode where they said that the reason why they're portrayed like that was because the people who worked on this never really read the books. So, what they did is assume that they were a couple. I've never really seen anywhere else where they portrayed them as a couple other than this version. So maybe the whole couple or siblings thing started with this one? I don't know. And to top all that off, it was made by the people from the Fleischer Studios, so I assume that a lot of people saw it. Sigh. This is why we read the books first, people. Just kidding. Maybe. But yeah, as I said, it was made by the people in Fleischer Studios, so it had really great animation and design, and the colors were really great. The way they drew them was really cute. Look at them. They also made them sing.
Your blue button eyes, they're just like stars in the skies. Raggedy Ann, I love you, my little Raggedy Ann. You mean the whole world to me. Always together we'll be.
I don't know, it wasn't really for Meow Mao. Andy also gets seduced by a woman. Okay, Mr. Too Many Girls.
Chiquita, she only loved one man. Only one man at a time. No chick, there he can sport, no I can make American. La 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 la.
Because of that, Annie becomes sad and almost fucking dies because her heart becomes broken because she quote-unquote likes Andy. The woman gets tired of Andy and he goes to find Anne and yada yada, they get married and that's why they're inseparable, the end. So yeah, it had a really cute art style, but you know, yeah. This one gets a -3 out of 10. It was supposed to be -5, but I really like the way they drew him. It's just the whole story thing, you know? That's all for the animated Andes. So now, here are some honorable mentions. First of all, let's talk about the hashtag OG Andy. Book Andy. I haven't read all of the books yet, cause it's so hard to find copies of it. Book Andy is very cute in my opinion. He was drawn as an actual doll, so his facial expressions never actually change. I honestly found it very creepy, but, in my opinion, he makes up for it with his wholesome personality. He's probably the most wholesome Andy ever. There was a part where he says he never got lonely in the trunk of the car because he had mice friends and he would take care of the baby mice and cuddle them when the daddy and mommy mice weren't there. Like, come on. That is just so. Book Andy was also really nice. Almost as nice as Anne. He fixed a China doll's eyes because she couldn't open them anymore after playing with Marcella. And then there was when he invited all the toys to make taffy and gave it to the kids that has never had any candy before. How could you not like him? Come on. For me, Book Andy is a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing I don't like is how his face doesn't have any other expression than smiling, but I really like everything else. Lastly, Doll Andy. How can we not talk about Doll Andy? I actually find the doll versions of them creepy. I don't know, maybe it's cause I'm not used to the style. But yeah, some versions of the doll just have dead black eyes, and some are cute. Actually, when I was younger, my classmate had an Andy doll, and she showed it to me. It looked exactly like this. I should have stolen it from her. If only I knew I'd be making a video about him. Anyways, I rate Doll Andy a 6 out of 10. There's not much to say about it other than it looks creepy and cute in a way. But yeah. There's also live-action musical Andy, but I don't really have much to base my opinion of it cause there isn't a video of the actual musical. All I found on YouTube were clips and the audio of the whole thing. Though, I do know that he got seduced by a fucking bat. What a loser. Why does he always get seduced? Other than that, I know nothing else, so I won't be rating that version. Wow, you were able to sit through me rambling about all the different Andys I could find. Well, thanks for finishing the video. It was fun making the script, and I hope I was able to entertain you. I won't ask you to subscribe because I don't know when I'll be making the next video, but I am going to ask you to like the video and comment. I only care about my likes and comments. Aha, yes. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.